What's going on, bosses? Welcome back to another video. My name is Legoute and I am your Residual Mentor. And today's video is going to be really simple. I'm basically going to be showing you guys how I made my first $5,000 online with no knowledge of what I was actually doing back in late 2014, early 2015. So let's jump right into it. So a friend of mine ended up telling me about this website called AliExpress, right? And apparently on this website, there's a whole bunch of different vendors from China who are selling a whole bunch of products that people just use on a regular day-to-day basis or don't for very low prices, right? Which to me was just like, okay, sounds like a cool place to get stuff and resell them. I don't know if that's how they were thinking about it, but that's how I was thinking about it. So I went on AliExpress and guess what I did? I started looking for stuff to sell, right? I started looking around and then I started realizing, all right, a lot of this stuff is pretty low quality. Like I was looking at some of the jewelry. I'm pretty sure it's a lot better stuff now. But I was looking through like jewelry and stuff like that. Sorry, it does not match any products. All right, cool. We're gonna go back. So yeah, like I was saying, I was looking through jewelry and stuff like that. And I was just like, all right, this stuff looks kind of like low quality. I would not be selling any of these things. Then I went a little crazy and I decided to look at, bigger options, things like car parts, right? And I was just looking through it. I'm like, okay, like these car parts look cool. I was actually looking at exterior parts at the time. Let me see here, car replacement parts, exterior parts. Yeah. So I was looking at car exterior parts at the time and I was just like, can I sell any of these things? Can I sell any of these things? And then I was just like, you know what? Nah, I don't know. So I ended up creating a website. And to be honest with you guys, I literally did this the hard way. So instead of going to a regular website like Shopify or Big Cartel, Etsy, eBay, Amazon, I decided I wanted to build my own website. Okay, so granted, a little backstory. I've actually been building websites for a while, so I knew exactly how to build an e-commerce website using something like WooCommerce and WordPress. So for me, it wasn't as hard as it would be for, other people that do not have that knowledge of how to build a WooCommerce and WordPress website. But again, it is like the hardest way you can go in terms of a platform that would be user-friendly, because a platform like Shopify is a lot more user-friendly than WooCommerce and WordPress. All right, let's keep that in mind. But I basically did this the hardest way you can possibly imagine. I went ahead and bought me some hosting. I bought me a domain name. I installed WordPress on there. I installed WooCommerce on my WordPress. I built an online store. And then I started basically grabbing pictures from AliExpress and posting them on my website, upping the price, and then promoting it on Instagram. It's very simple. That was my business model. I had no idea what it was called back then. Until now, obviously I'm talking about drop shipping, right? But until now, I had no idea what I was doing. Literally had no knowledge of what I was doing in terms of the technical definition of it. I just knew I was playing middleman to products in China and customers in the United States, right? So here's exactly what I was selling. I came on here and I just started looking at all of their clothing, right? So basically, this is what made me a whole bunch of money. This category right here, all right? It was late in the year. It was around winter time. So for me, it was just like, what can I sell that's going to sell right now that people actually want right now? Because again, I wanted to make money, but I wanted to make money as fast as possible. I did understand that making money fast would require a lot of work from me, but also it would require smart work from me. Why would I sell cars, car parts, or toys when it's winter time and people are really just thinking about where am I going to get a coat? Does that make sense? Good, I'm sure it does. Anyways, right? So I came on here, I came on AliExpress, I started looking for coats, okay? Now, I can't find the exact coat that I was selling, but we're just going to use an example one. Obviously, I'm not going to search for the exact coat I was selling. That was what, 6, 7, 8, I have bad math, a lot of years ago. So we're not even going to do that, but I was not selling anything for kids. I can tell you that for sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here to women's clothing. I'm going to go to parkas. I'm going to click on this one right here, just for the sake of this example, right? Now, as you can see, this parka, this coat right here is selling for $27, 28 bucks on AliExpress. Granted, the quality may be a little bit cheap, but this coat is going to keep you warm in the winter. And if it doesn't, throw in a hoodie under it, you're golden. All right. So what I was doing is, I believe if I'm not mistaken, the coat that I was selling around the time was about $100. So it was a lot more expensive than this, which to me implied that the quality was a lot higher. And I actually had gotten the coat myself to just test it out. It was a good coat. I mean, I wouldn't keep it and wear it, but it was a good coat. All right. It was a decent coat. It looked really good. It kept me very, very warm. It wasn't cheap. The material wasn't cheap. The fur was cool. Well, not cool as in temperature, but like the fur looked cool. So it was a good coat, you know. So I decided that I wanted to just list that coat and sell it. That's literally all I sold on that website for a good 2 to 3 months. That made me a whole bunch of money. Why? Because of how I priced it. All right. Now that coat was selling for about $100, and I priced it around 400 to 450, depending on if I was doing a sale for that week or for that month or not. All right. So I was making at least $300 in profit for each sale. That's how simple it was for me. All right. And again, I had no idea that I was doing drop shipping at the time. I just knew that I was getting products for cheap and I was having them shipped out to a customer that needed it for more money, and I was keeping the profit in between. Again, I did this the hardest way possible, not only because I set up my own website to do so, but also because I literally did not consider the fact that I was going to have to buy the coat using my own money on when it came to those first few sales. Right? So literally the first few sales, I basically just had to hope and pray that this seller sent out my product, which is the coat, right, to my customer, and they were happy with the coat, right? Because basically the customer paid me, yes, but until that money cleared. But again, if somebody orders something, and AliExpress, as you know, their shipping is not the fastest, you kind of want to order it from AliExpress as fast as possible and have it shipped to that customer as fast as possible. So it wasn't in my best interest to wait for that money to clear, that $400 to clear, before I buy this $100 coat and have it shipped out to my customer. It was in my best interest to use my own $100 beforehand, have it shipped out to the customer, and then just hope and pray that they're happy with their order, and then I get that $400 and I don't have to return it. Right? Which was great. It actually worked out pretty great, because after I ordered that first coat, customer never wanted a refund or anything like that. Money ended up clearing, and I was able to buy my own, basically my own sample of the coat, right? And then I realized why they never wanted their refund. The coat was decent. It wasn't that bad. And then the sales just kept rolling in. In terms of where those sales were rolling in from, it's very simple. I was literally just promoting this thing on Instagram. I started an Instagram page, and at the time, this is no longer available because Instagram has upped their security, I guess you could say. At the time, growing on Instagram was very, very easy if you had certain softwares, right? I had a few softwares running on that Instagram page that was basically auto following people, auto unfollowing, auto liking stuff, auto commenting on stuff. Basically had that Instagram page on auto. I did not need to run ads initially because I had a software basically automating my Instagram account. So people were just getting likes, comments, follows from that business page, and they would go on that business page, they would see a link in the bio, they would see all the pictures with the code, they would like the code, they would see the link in the bio, they click on the link, and that link would take them to my website, of course, activeapparel.com, and then they would purchase the coat. That's literally all I did. I made more than $5,000 selling this coat, but $5,000 just sounded like a cool number to put on this video. But yeah, so does dropshipping work? Yes, it definitely does. It worked for me in 2014, 2015, even 2016. And it can still work now because it's actually still working for me. Obviously, that website that we're talking about is down, but dropshipping in itself is still a very good business model, and it still works, all right? So don't count it out. Now, if you'd like to know more about how to start your own online business, definitely do subscribe to my channel because I will be putting out more content like this one. And if you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to hit the like button. It does actually help me out. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Peace.